Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavaditamastu Mavit Vishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. We'll chant verse 36 to 40, chapter 3, Srimad Bhagavad Gita.
Arjuna uvacha atha kena prayuktoyam papam charati purushaha anichannapi varshneya baladiva niyojitaha. Shri Bhagavan uvacha Kama esha krodha esha rajo guna samudbhavaha mahashano mahapapma vidyena miha vairinam dhume navriyate vannihi yatha darsho malena cha यथोल्बेनावृतो गर्भः तथा तेनेदमावृतम् आवृतं ज्ञानमेतेन ज्ञानिनो नित्यवैरिणा कामरूपेण कौन्तेय दुष्पूरेणानलेन च इन्द्रियाणि मनोबुद्धिः अस्याधिष्ठानमुच्यते एतैर्विमोहयत्येषः ज्ञानमावृत्य देहिनम्.
From sloka number 25 to 35, he gave the technique of right action. He talked about the ideal action. And what did we see as ideal action there is that you should follow your swadharma. You should follow your nature. And within that, you don't act according to your likes and dislikes. You should pitch up a goal and work for that goal. And goal means something beyond your selfish, self-centered interest. And act towards that goal. Surrendering to the goal, not doing what you personally may like or dislike. Do what is in the interest of that goal, sacrificing your egocentric desires, and also while doing, do not have egoistic attitude. Clip the past, clip the future, meaning the anxiety of the future and worries of the past and excitement in the present, and do the action. And when you function like that, that's called karma yoga, because there is both arpana bhava and prasada buddhi. While doing the action, you are doing it as an arpanam for Brahman, the highest goal. The relative goal is self-development, etc. So there is arpanam, and whatever comes as a result, you accept as prasad. So in short, all this is what is called as karma yoga. This chapter is called as yoga of action, karma yoga. So here in this portion 25 to 35, he mentions it. Now, even though we study all these things, we know all these things. We know what we should do. We also know what we should not do, how we should function. All this we know. Still, there seems to be something forcing us. So that was the question Arjuna asked in shloka number 36. Ata kena prayuktoyam papam charati purushaha anichannapi varshneya baladiva niyojitaha. This is Arjuna's question to Sri Krishna. But by what compelled does man, human being, commit sin, though against one's wish? even though one may not want to do it. Meaning, intellectually, he or she knows that this should not be done. This is Nishiddha karma, forbidden action. I shouldn't do this. So Arjuna is asking Sri Krishna, he's addressing him as Varshneya, one who belongs to Vrishni clan. Oh Krishna, something seems to be forcing the person. Even though the buddhi knows all this should not be done. Buddhi knows we are studying. Even without studying, we know many things. Simple common sense is what all I don't want others to do to me, I should also not do to others. This much at least everybody knows. Whether you studied Karma Yoga or not. This much all of us know. And in spite of knowing this, still we do whatever others should not do to us, we still do to others. How is that correct? So he's asking, there's something forcing us. What is that forcing? Constrained as it were by force, human being seems to be doing this. What is that force? Where is it coming from? I would like to know that so that I can conquer that and do all the time, 24/7, 365 days, only what my buddhi tells. This is the problem, isn't it? The constant war going on between buddhi and something else. And buddhi wins. Basically, it's mind. The war is between buddhi and mind. So who wins finally? Buddhi wins. So what is the force? Is this something outside? That is what Arjuna wanted to know. And Sri Krishna answers that. And 37, 38, 39, these three shlokas, Sri Krishna answers Arjuna's question, says what is the reason, what is that force, and what is the nature of that force. And in 40, he says, what is the foundation? What is the seat of that force? And in 41, 42, 43, the concluding three shlokas of this chapter, he says how to win over that force. So these are the shlokas where he talks about the obstacle to our growth, obstacle to our right action. We know this is the right action, this is what we are supposed to do, this is how we are supposed to function. But still there is something happening in us which is forcing us from doing the right action. So we should know what it is, what is its nature, what is the seat, adhishtanam, foundation of it, from where does it come, and how to win over it. So what is the obstacle? What is the nature of the obstacle? From where does it come? How do we overcome that obstacle so that we do the right action? And when we do the right action, we will be successful. Because today's action is what becomes success in future. Isn't it? So therefore, this is the area where he discusses the obstacles and the technique, the method to overcome those obstacles. Let's see shloka number 37.
श्रीभगवानुवाच काम एष क्रोध एषः रजो गुणसमुद्भवः महाशनो महापाप्मा विद्येनमिह वैरिणम्.
So what is that force? He says, Sri Krishna is answering. Sri Bhagavan Uvacha. The Blessed Lord said to Arjuna, Kama Esha. It is desire. The problem is what? What is forcing desire? Which is in the mind. So, even though you may know intellectually the desire which is there in your mind is what is forcing you to do what is right. To do what is not right, to go against what is right. So he says, what is it? First he specifies it. Directly he specifies by saying Kama Esha and Krodha Esha. When he says Krodha Esha, it's anger, it's desire and anger. When he says it's Krodha, he's not saying only anger is the what do you call, uh, modification of a desire that's a problem. All other modifications are not a problem. It's the style of the Shastra to mention one or two modifications, one or two examples, but to mean everything. So when he says here, it is desire, it is anger, he means desire and its modifications. So kama esha, krodha esha. It is desire, it is anger. Rajo guna samudbhavaha. Rajo guna samudbhavaha means it is born of the quality of rajas. It is born of the quality of rajas. And what is its nature? Mahashanaha. Mahashanaha means it is great consumer. Great consumer. Mahapapma. And it is, all sinful. It is all consuming, all devouring, and it is all sinful. Vidyena miha vidyenam vidyenam iha vairinam. Vidyena miha vairinam means vidyena iha vairinam. This is the enemy. Very clearly says, know this to be the foe here. Vairinam means enemy, foe. So, Sri Krishna answers to Arjuna's question. Then Arjuna asked, what is forcing us to do against our own intellect? He says, it is the desire and its modifications. Where is it coming from? The nature of rajas. And it is all devouring, it is all consuming, and it is all sinful. And therefore, you should understand that this is the foe. All of us think somewhere outside the enemy is. The enemy is not sitting outside. The enemy is within us. The interesting thing is, the friend is also within us. You understand? The desire, where is it? It is in the mind. Meaning thoughts. Meaning Sukshma Sharira. The subtle body. And with what do you have to deal with it? With your intellect. It is also Sukshma Sharira. That's also thought. Indiscriminatory thought flow is called mind. Discriminatory thoughts are called buddhi, intellect. And that's why in the 6th chapter, when he's talking about Dhyana Yoga, in the 5th shloka of 6th chapter, he says, your mind alone is your friend, your mind alone is your enemy. You understand? There is nobody else. You have to help yourself. You can listen to as many lectures as you want. You can attend as many classes as you want. You can go to as many temples as you want. You can have as many contacts as you want, relationships as you want, wealth as you want, do whatever you want. But you have to develop your intellect, strengthen your buddhi, and deal with your mind. And how you have to do it, he is mentioning it in the end. When we get there, we'll see. But this is the solution. You have to work. The friend is within you. The enemy is also within you. Arjuna is looking for enemies to kill, right? He thinks somewhere outside is a problem. From outside the problem is coming. No. It is the desire. It is within us. It is because of the rajas in us. Every human being is a combination. The mind has 3 temperaments. Sattva, Rajas, Tamas. When the mind is balanced, composed, serene, it's called sattvic mind. When it is desirous, passionate, greedy, lustful, result oriented, that is Rajas. And when the mind is lazy, lethargic, indolent, heedless to consequence, that is all Tamas. And we have all these 3. And he says this Rajas, from where these desires come. And when the desire is interrupted, anger comes. If the person who interrupts is weaker than you, you get angry. If the person who interrupts is stronger than you, you get fear. If you fulfill the desire, you become greedy, you want more. You are afraid of losing what you have acquired. So, bhaya, greed, all that comes. And when you compare yourself with those who have more than you develop jealousy. And you compare yourself with those who have less than you develop arrogance. All these modifications come once you have desire, and if it's not controlled. And where is it? It's within you only. It's not outside, it's within you. So that's what he wants to tell. And when Arjuna is asking, what is forcing us? Is it the stars? Usually we blame stars, nakshatras, Rahu, Ketu. Nobody can go and have a discussion with them. So you just simply keep on pulling them, and then otherwise politicians or the system or environment, something or the other, as if I am fine. Everything externally is the problem. External is the problem. Internal, nothing is wrong. But Gita says, no, the problem is within you. Solution also is within you. You have to work upon it. You cannot, just by listening to some lectures, suddenly your life will not become better unless you work upon your own personality. So that's what he's saying. It is desire, it is anger, born of the quality of rajas. And it is all-devouring. You understand? All-devouring. This is the problem. It is Mahashana. Shana means it goes on consuming. I love some of the advertisement slogans. I'm not recommending those products, and neither for nor against. Just in the class, because I love those slogans I mentioned. Like I keep on mentioning, just do it as a slogan of the Nike. When I also mention Dil Mange More. In this context, that's what I was going to say. Dil Mange More. In some other context, I do mention the other slogan. Keep walking. And that's the slogan for the alcohol brand, Johnny Walker, keep walking. So I'm not recommending any of the products, neither for nor against. You do what you want with your life. But I love these slogans. So he says, all consuming, dil mange more. If you feed the desire, you want to deal with it, what should I do? Okay, temporarily I'll go, simply indulge. And I should be free from that desire. Does it happen like that? It doesn't happen like that. Temporarily, maybe, but it'll come back. I had mentioned this in the class once. There was this, once upon a time, this program in the TV, Satyameva Jayate. And very rarely I used to watch it. 1 or 2 episodes I watched it. So, in that particular episode, the discussion was about addiction to alcohol. So, one fellow was telling that he resigned from job because he was so addicted to alcohol. He wanted to get out of it. He had probably saved some money or what, I don't know. He decided, I want to overcome this desire, this addiction. And he resigned, took a sabbatical, and stacked all kinds of brands from all over the world in his house. And he kept drinking. And a day came, he got fed up. He threw away everything. He became fine for some months or years. But then later on, he said, he took it back. It comes back. We've already studied. Vishaya vinivartante niraharasya dehinaha rasavarjam rasopyasya param drishtva nivartate. Till you realize the self, the rasa will linger. Till you realize the self means till you reach a certain level of awareness. You understand? Then the rasa might become weak. 100% awareness when you reach, no rasa. But till then, when the awareness has reached a certain level, then even if little bit of rasa is lingering, you know how to deal with it. So the idea should be to increase the awareness. See, that's the whole idea. Spiritual living, choosing a particular food, not choosing a particular food, or choosing a particular lifestyle, associating with certain people, not associating, doing action, certain things, not doing action, whatever it is. Ultimately, what is the idea? The idea is to kindle the awareness. The idea is to keep fanning that awareness and increase that awareness. It should become a conflagration. the more and more the awareness increases in us, the better and better our life becomes. So instead of worrying about getting rid of things, we need to increase the awareness and manage our life in such a way at all levels to help us to increase the awareness. That's all it is. So he is here clearly saying this: when you go in the path of desire, saying, okay, Baba, I'll give in to the desires. I want to get rid of it. Okay, let me give in. Now what will happen is you will want more and more and more. See in some places like California and all, this forest fire they talk about, and they have huge, big roads, 4 lane this side and 4 lane the other side, 8 lane, and then they have 1 lane for pulling up your car if something goes wrong. So 5 + 5, almost 10 lanes, huge road, and the other side of the road is where the forest would be probably, and the fire is burning all the trees there. And after the road, maybe after a few meters, there may be houses or hospitals on the other side, school, etc. The fire, after destroying the forest and due to the wind, jumps this side, and the fire catches up in the houses, in the hospitals. It won't be happy. Okay, I've eaten all the trees. I'm happy now, contented. Kal dekh lenge. No. Nothing. That this is the nature of desire. Don't take it easily. It is all devouring. It will ask for more and more and more. And in the 5th chapter, he mentions a particular word, vega, velocity. When it gathers momentum, that velocity, it's impossible to control it thereafter. It's very difficult. And in fact, what it will do is, it will start hijacking your buddhi. It will hijack your buddhi and it will tell the buddhi, okay, now give me reasons as to why I can do it. See, buddhi, intellect, should give advice to us independent of the desire, isn't it? But if the mind holds the intellect under hostage, what will the intellect do? Instead of independently giving advice, it will, being subjugated by the mind, it will give reasons as to why you can do it. This is the problem. And this actually happens. There's this very, very interesting poem called Pond. A chick wants to go and play with the ducklings and asks for permission from the mother. The mother bird is telling the chick, listen, okay, you can go and play with them, but when the ducklings enter the pond, don't enter. Because they're playing in the ground where there is a pond also. So they may enter once in a while, you don't enter. Because the chick doesn't have webbed feet like the ducklings do. So the mother bird cautioned. And chick said, okay, no problem. And they were playing. And suddenly, once in a while, the ducklings will go into the water, they'll swim, they're enjoying. Seeing that, the chick also wants to go and enter the pond. But remember, my mother has told me I should not enter the pond and play with them in the garden. But when they enter the pond, I should not go. So the chick started reasoning. Chicken intellect. This is what is called as chicken intellect. It's like somebody who's having a very powerful desire to drink. And he's gone into the bar where everybody is drinking. And there he's sitting and reasoning. How do I control my desire to drink? It's almost impossible. So the intellect is so weak for the chick No intellect basically, but reasoning. And the interesting thing is in the poem, first thing the chick considers is the feet. My feet, rejects it. It cannot be the reason. Like that, one by one, it rejects. Then it says, my beaks are pointed, their beaks are round. Is that any reason why I should be drowned? Could the beaks be the reason? No, yeah. And then makes another interesting statement. I am really remarkably fond of water. I am really remarkably fond of water. This is the problem. Really remarkably fond of water, and when there is too much desire, you are sitting and reasoning. The intellect is held hostage by the mind. And so intellect is, missing the point. Even though the intellect saw the feet, it cannot be the reason. This is the problem. So then the chick says, my beaks are pointed, their beaks are round. Is that any reason why I should be drowned? No, that's not the reason. I'm really remarkably fond of water. Takes a chance and plunges into the water and starts drowning. The more the chick tries to come out, the more it goes deeper and deeper, completely drowned. And then the dead body is floating. And the poet says the ducklings are all, chatting, quacking. They can't help. So this is exactly what is happening. In Viveka Chudamani, Adi Shankara says, Kuranga Matanga Patanka Meenam Bringa Narapanja Brenjidakim. He gives examples of 5 different animals and species basically, and says each of them had one desire, one weakness, and they perish by that. The fish has weakness for taste, and it goes and catches the bait and perishes. Similarly, deer has weakness for sound, and it gets perished because when they want to hunt, the hunters beat the drums, the deers come and they shoot. And the bee has weakness for fragrance. It enters the flower and the flower closes, perishes. And elephant has weakness for skin. And during mating season, they're walking a long distance to find the mate. So they dig a big pit and cover it up with grass. They get caught in the pit. And moth has weakness for sight. It gets attracted by the light of the candle, enters the light and perishes. So he says, each of them had one weakness, one desire, and perished, giving into the desire. And Adi Shankara says, poor fellow human being has weakness for all 5. Narapanja, he says. All 5 weaknesses we have, desires. Then even God can't help, Bhagavad Gita cannot help, nobody can help. So you have to be careful. That's what he's saying. That's why they're saying all consuming. It is all devouring. See, that's what they do in marketing, isn't it? What is the difference between marketing and sales? Marketing is a technique of creating a demand where there is none. You feel as if without it you are empty. They create that demand in your mind. That's marketing. And once you have given into it, now the demand has come into you. How you will go searching for the shop, wherever it is, however far it may be. You will get it. And nowadays you don't have to online. Sitting in the house, and credit card is also there. You don't feel the pinch of paying cash. Those days you carry cash and your pocket is full. You pay and come back and what is this? You feel little agitated because it's gone down. Now, when you're taking also, it was not making any presence. The credit card is not making its presence known. And coming back also, you're not making its presence known. And money also automatically going from your bank. So you don't feel anything going on, consuming. So marketing, creating a demand where there is none. There is no need, but they create the demand. You go to any supermarket also, all the things that is necessary, it will be somewhere inside. You have to probably walk another 20 meters or 50 meters. If the supermarket is big, when you go US and all, it's so big. Maybe you have to walk even 1 kilometer inside. All the other things extra outside. Buy one, get one free, buy two. And some take it. Don't have to pay. If you're convinced, you pay later. Just sign one paper, that's all. And you don't like it, give it back also. That also will take. So they are Bhagavad Gita students more than you and me. That's what we should understand. They understand, okay, this is the thing. Mind is all devouring. So let's do this. So he's saying beautifully, Mahashana, Mahapapma. It is because of desire we do things and create sin. Sin, technically, in Vedantic language, means creating more vasanas. Isn't it? Because of desire, we do something and we get caught. Many of us do this. So many people, both the stories I've heard, they gave into the desire, took a loan just before Corona. Let's say buying a house. Interest rates, this, that, they did calculations and whatever they did, and then they took the loan and bought the house just before Corona. Now, they didn't expect such a thing. Nobody knows. Even when we had initially shut down the classes, we didn't do any online class. Everybody was enjoying, including the teacher. Suddenly we realized, Baba, this is going on and on for months together. Then that's how this online thing started. So, how we get caught up, that's what I'm discussing. Before Corona, some people took the chance and things changed and they were in big trouble. Big trouble. Some people just escaped. Maybe next week they were going to sign, and by the time it was announced, and luckily they escaped. You must understand why we are getting caught. It is because of our desire. We may blame so many people. It's because of our desire. Others are not getting caught. They are also seeing the same thing. They are also seeing the interest rate has come down. Have they got caught? They were strong in their principles. So, this is what he said. All devouring, all sinful. Sin in Vedantic term means creating more vasanas, creating agitations. When you do an action, it comes back and hits you with mental agitation. You are committing sin. And the moment you get into desire, till the time it is fulfilled, it will agitate you. Because there is a potential of not fulfilling it. Unfulfilled desire causes agitation. And once the desire is fulfilled, now another problem, I have to retain it. And that desire will also create agitation. And because anything that is coming from outside, anything that is achieved through contact will be impermanent. It will go away one day. Then that will bring dukkha again, agitation. So, desire, the moment we give in to desire, we fall into sin, agitations. And when we are disturbed, agitated, we won't do the right action, and that will lead us to failure. And failure will agitate us more. We'll fall into a vicious trap. That's what he's saying. It is all devouring, all sinful. till the time he saw Bhishma Pitamaha, Dronacharya, Arjuna. What did he tell in the Gita itself in the first chapter? What did he tell Sri Krishna? Take my chariot and place it in between both the armies. I would like to see all of come to fight. I want to do SWOT analysis. I wanted to find out my strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, threat. I want to analyze everything, and then I want to fight. He was ready. The moment he saw Bhishma, Drona, the desire is there. Where? Inside him. So, started getting agitated, disturbed, and he said, I will not fight. He became incapacitated to fight. He was totally stressed out. So that's what he's saying. It's all devouring, it's all sinful. And Vidhi enam iha vairinam. Vidyenam iha vairinam. Vidyenam iha vairinam means know this to be the foe here. Here means in this world, in our life, in our experiences, at any given moment. At any given moment, who is the enemy? That desire, the mind. This is the problem, he says. Know this, you should know this. Know this means not just intellectually knowing. You should really understand it from within. That the problem is desire. So know this to be the foe here. So what is forcing? Arjuna, it is the kama that is forcing. Kama and its modifications that are forcing. And what is the nature of it? What is its nature? Rajasic. And it is all consuming and all sinful. This is the nature of that desire. And he continues discussing the nature of it further. Let's chant shloka number 38.
धूमेनाव्रियते वह्निः यथा दर्शो मलेन च यथोल्बेनावृतो गर्भः तथा तेनेदमावृतम्.
He gives three interesting examples in this shloka to further describe the nature of this enemy, desire. He says, as fire is covered by smoke, as mirror by dust, as an embryo is covered by the womb, so is this covered by it. Now, this, the word this here, Swamiji interprets it as Atma, the self. It means desire. So, our Atma is covered by desire. God plus desires equals man. Man minus desires equals God. So, desires are covering the Atma, Godhead, the God principle in us, the divinity, our original nature, self. Another way of looking at it is, this refers to Jnanam, Viveka Shakti, ability to reason, think, judge, discriminate, analyze what is right, what is wrong. This Viveka Shakti is covered by the desire. The nature of the desire is what? To cover the intelligence, cover the thinking ability. That's what he's saying. And he gives three examples. As fire covers smoke. You can see when some people are cooking using firewood and all that. A lot of smoke. You won't see the fire there. Now, you need to put in little effort. Fan and then make sure that the smoke is gone. Then you can see the fire. So in you, this Viveka Shakti is there, especially in the beginning, when you are exposed to knowledge. You understand, you appreciate. But it is covered by smoke, the desires. And then he says, another example, like mirror is covered by dust. No. He says, Adarsha means mirror. Mirror is covered by dust. Mala means dust. So now this requires little more effort. Not just little bit of fanning is not enough, like in the previous case. In this example, when the dust is covering the mirror, you need to take a cloth and wipe it. And maybe 2-3 times, maybe you need few other liquids to, clean it. So more effort is needed when it comes to this example. Mirror is covered by dust. Then as an embryo is covered by the womb. In the womb, the child is there. Now, child is covered by the womb. So he's giving this example to tell us that certain desires, you have to wait. Time only can heal it. It takes time. See, in all of us, we have sattva, rajas, and tamas. Right? Sattvic desires can be dealt with little effort. Rajasic desire, you need more effort. Sattvic desire example is smoke covering fire. Rajasic desire example is mirror covered by dust. You need more effort. And tamasic desire, covering the Viveka Shakti, takes long time. You need tremendous effort. All we need to understand is, you don't worry whether it is sattvic, rajasic, tamasic. All you need to understand is, you need to put in effort. You need to be patient and continue putting in effort to deal with this. It's not that easy. Just because you know doesn't mean you can handle it. In fact, it will agitate you even more. I know very well I shouldn't do this and I didn't want to do. Still I did it. Then you will be even more agitated and disturbed. At least before, you were in ignorance. You were going about doing it in total ignorance. So therefore, he says, as fire is covered by smoke, as mirror by dust, as an embryo is covered by womb, so this is covered by it. By this desire. Desire covers your Viveka Shakti. You do all kinds of things. And then it's too much. Sometimes it's too late. And that's all he says. Therefore, you don't assume this is sattvic, it's just little effort is enough. It may be sattvic, with little effort it's gone, fine. But you be ready to put in effort consistently. That should be this thing as a sadhak, no relaxing business. There's no question of relaxing. So that's what he's saying here. So when the Viveka Shakti, if you actually see many times, when you're calm, composed, serene, like in the house, you're sitting in the morning, you know very well. And you tell, I am not going to drink. I'm not going to drink. But slowly, as the day passes, evening, your friend starts calling you, you also go to the environment, and you will say, listen, I'll go there, but I will not drink. But what happens? The desire covers your Viveka Shakti. And what it will do is, like in that poem example, pond, like that pond example, what it will do? It will make your intellect give reason. Today, all these people are there. Why should I show off in front of them? So for their sake, I'll just pour it in a glass and just sip it little bit and little bit. That's all. Some reasoning like that you will come up with. That's what he's saying. So it requires tremendous effort from your side. It's not that easy. This is its nature. Don't take it lightly. That's why in Ramayana, Vali represents lust. And he had a boom. Whoever comes in front of me will get 50% of my their power I will get. He will get 50% of their power. Whoever comes in front of him. That's the boon he had. So if you go in front of him, you will definitely lose. Your 50% goes to him is already a little bit strong. He's not a little bit strong, he's really strong. And your 50% goes, then no way you can beat him. So that's why he's cautioning us here. Like fire covered by smoke, like mirror covered by dust, like the embryo covered by the womb. This Viveka Shakti is covered by desire. Understand. Don't take it lightly. There is a way in which you need to deal with it. Do you understand it? Do you give that importance? Do you attach that importance or not? First is preparing the mind. This is its nature. So even if it is sattvic desire, little effort is needed. No? You can't relax. That's why we say only knowledge is not enough. Along with it, sadhana has to be there. What kind of sadhana and all that he mentions from 41. Now he is only emphasizing, he is only talking about the nature of the desire, that force. In the next verse also he does the same thing. He explains the nature. Then in 40th shloka only, he talks about the adhisthana, the seat. Where is it coming from? What is the foundation of this desire? Let's get on to shloka number 39.
Avritam jnanametena jnanino nityavairina kamarupena kaunteya dushpurena nalena cha.
O Kaunteya, O Kunti Putra, Arjuna. Very lovingly, Sri Krishna is addressing Arjuna. Wisdom is covered by this constant enemy of the wise. Right? Wisdom, Viveka Shakti, is covered by this constant enemy of the wise. Nitya Vairinam. He says Nitya Vairinam. It is constant enemy. It's not just enemy. It is a constant enemy. And he says, of the wise people, intelligent people, those who are exposed to the scriptures, those who are able to think. And this enemy is in the form of desire, as insatiable fire. Initially he said it's all devouring. Now he's given the example of fire itself. I was telling you the forest fire example. So in this shloka he himself has mentioned it, like fire. When it comes to the mind, two examples usually they give to make you understand about the mind. One is this fire, other is monkey. So fire, how much ever you feed the fire, it will want more. So how much ever you feed that desire, it will want more. That's the thing. So you may say intelligently, I'll feed. But finally, it will rob your intelligence rather than you conquering the desire. It's not that easy. You know, Shakespeare says about jealousy. He talks about jealousy. He says it's a green-eyed monster. He says. Jealousy, a green-eyed monster. It mocks the meat it feeds on. It mocks the meat it feeds on. Like the cat sometimes playing with a rat. The rat may think cat is my friend. But what the cat is doing is it's going on playing with the rat and finally kills the rat and eats it. It's like that. It's very entertaining to play with desire, to give in to greed. And when people are angry, watch their words, observe their words. What do they say? I finish. I want to finish him off. I, I, I kicked him. You get a kick out of it. That's what you do. But actually, it kicks you, isn't it? So greed, same thing. All this, when you jealousy, when you do, it's like scratching the wound. You get tremendous pleasure as you are scratching the wound. Afterwards, you realize, my God, why did I do this? It's so painful. I wish I didn't do it. But it's too late. It's too late. So that's why he says, O Kaunteya, O Kunti Putra, Arjuna. Arjuna's problem is relatives, friends. He's referring him as Kunti Putra. Wisdom is covered by this constant enemy of the wise. See, for the unintelligent, ignorant people, they don't even know about desire as an enemy. Wise people know it's an enemy. So they will always try to be cautious. Therefore, he says constant enemy of the wise. Oh, ignorant fellow, where is he thinking about? Desire as the enemy. He gives into it more. He wants to feed his likes and dislikes more. So, therefore, he says, for the wise people, this is constant enemy. Because the ignorant fellow has no wisdom. What is there for him to protect? It's like you don't own any house. Sometimes you hear these stories, no? That they did double document, somebody cheated and then sold your property. These kind of things you hear quite a lot. So, this only, who should be bothered? Only the fellow who wants the property should be bothered. Fellow who has no property, nothing. Why would he be bothered about these fellows? So that's what he's saying. For the wise, it's a constant enemy. The fact that you started asking me question and I started talking Gita, you have to now start learning to handle your desire. That's what he's saying. It's the greatest enemy of the wise. It is sitting within you, nowhere else, in your own mind. So wisdom is covered by this constant enemy, Nitya Vairinam, in the form of desire, as insatiable fire. So there is no history where somebody kept on feeding the desire and they conquered it. There is no history like that. Impossible. The moment you feed means you started losing the battle. It's not easy. And with no sadhana, nothing, that too. With no guidance from the higher intellect, no protection from sadhana. Neither did you seek any external guidance, nor have you done anything to protect yourself. Then what will happen to you? That's what he's saying. Oh, Kaunteya, wisdom is covered by this constant enemy of the wise. Unwise don't have to worry. In the form of desire, as insatiable fire. So this 37, 38, 39, if you actually see in verse number 36, he said in 36, Arjuna asked the question, what is forcing us to do what we do not want to do? And 37, he said, it is desire, it is anger, it is born of rajas, all devouring, all sinful. Know this to be the Vairinam. Vairinam means enemy. Right? He used the word Vairinam in 37. Then in 38, he says, Dhumena Avrita, Annihi, Adarsha Malenacha, Tolbena Avrito, Garbha, Tena Avrita. This covers, this is to be the enemy. But he didn't use the word enemy there. But in 39, he again says Nitya Vairinam. Earlier I said Vairinam. Here he said Nitya Vairinam. He uses 4 words actually. Vairinam, Nitya Vairinam, Paripantinam, Shatru. 4 words he uses in total to describe this enemy, this desire. Beware of it. So next week we'll see verse 40 and then maybe till 43, if time permits, where we'll see the seed, adhishtanam, and the methods to conquer it. Conquer that desire. Let's conclude. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti